Hi guys and welcome back. We are here at the Sony Europe headquarters and we had a first look hands-on at the new Sony RX100 Mark V. The RX100 Mark IV is an impressive compact camera and was perhaps the fastest and most advanced of its kind. With the RX100 Mark V, Sony has managed to do even better. The design is identical to the previous model, the size and weight haven't changed, so the new camera maintains its pocketable form factor. The RX100 V features the same lens, which gives you good results and is fast, but I often miss that extra telephoto reach when I'm shooting with this type of camera. We find the same built-in electronic viewfinder and rear monitor that can be tilted up to 180 degrees. Sadly, there is still no touchscreen. Inside we find the same 20 megapixel sensor with a stacked DRAM memory, but the RX100 V has an extra piece of hardware, an LSI chip that enhances the continuous shooting speed capabilities of the camera. Now, the RX100 Mark IV was already an excellent performer. It can shoot up to 16 frames per second in single AF and 5.5 frames per second in continuous AF with good buffer capabilities. The RX100 V goes even further with an impressive 24 frames per second in continuous autofocus and a maximum buffer of 150 shots when shooting in JPEG fine quality. If you think about it, 24 frames per second is the frame rate we've been seeing for ages at the movie theater. Because the buffer allows you to shoot for more than 6 seconds at that speed, you can create short clips in full 20 megapixel resolution by importing the single files as a JPEG sequence. This results in more or less 5.5K of video resolution. Granted, it's far from being a proper movie mode, but it's nice to see how far these little cameras have come. Another welcome addition to the RX100 Mark V is hybrid autofocus with phase detection, which replaces the conscious detection system of previous RX100 cameras. I found the camera faster than the previous model, but it does seem to lack precision in some situations. The most relevant difference I found is definitely for video, where the camera can track focus much faster than before. Among the other features available, there is now the AFA mode, where the camera automatically switches from single to continuous autofocus when the subject is moving. You can use IAF, phase detection, and different area modes, but there is no zone AF. Like the Mark IV, the RX100 V can shoot 4K movies up to 30 frames per second. The camera uses approximately 14 megapixels from the sensor and downscales the video to 4K. This means full pixel readout without pixel bleeding with crisp and very detailed results. In Full HD you can go as fast as 120 frames per second. We have a new photo capture mode which is similar to Panasonic's 4K photo. You can save an 8 megapixel JPEG from 4K video and 2 megapixel from Full HD video. You first need to go into the playback menu to select the mode, then start to look for the frame you want to save. I have to say that I didn't find the operation as smooth as with Lumix cameras, and it took a couple of tries to save the frame that I wanted. Then comes what is probably my favorite feature of this camera and the Mark IV version, the high frame rate mode. You can shoot at 250, 500 or 1000 frames per second and record super slow motion videos. To do this, the camera crops the sensor and uses low resolution, which are the same as the ones used by the RX100 Mark IV. However, we have an improvement, and that is the recording time. If you choose the quality option, you can record approximately 4 seconds instead of 2 seconds. With the time option, you can record 6 seconds. This gives you a little more leeway when trying to record unpredictable situations or moving subjects. The quality of the high frame rate footage seems to be the same as the RX100 Mark IV. You get aliasing and moire, and the higher the speed, the worse the quality. But there is still no other camera on the market capable of doing this at this price point. There aren't any other new specifications in comparison to the previous model. It is worth mentioning the electronic shutter again, which allows you to shoot up to 1/32,000 of a second. It is rolling shutter free thanks to the anti-distortion shutter technology of the camera. The price is definitely high, like the Mark IV model before it. However, the other RX100 cameras are still on the market, which means you can find 5 models at 5 different prices. If you are not interested in 4K or crazy continuous shooting speeds, the RX100 Mark II, RX100 Mark III, and even the original RX100 are still perfectly valid options.